Welcome to AffairsCloud. My name is Vikas Rana. We are one-stop solution for current affairs. You can find our Crack Current Affairs course on our app exclusively for current affairs, where you will be getting daily, weekly, monthly current affairs on regular basis. Use the code VIKAS10 to get additional 10% discount while purchasing the course. This video has both English and Hindi. The first part is English and second part is Hindi. Timestamps are mentioned in the description. For any queries, you can contact us on the number and the mail provided. Also, follow us on Telegram and Instagram link provided in the description. We have started a new initiative that will help the aspirants to revise the current affairs through options. The options selected here are of utmost importance. They will help you to revise current affairs of the past 4 months. This will boost your memory through mind mapping. Complete option revision is available on our daily current affairs quiz in our AffairsCloud application. This method of option revision will be very beneficial for all the aspirants for competitive exams. Also students, this is our homework section's free subscription contest. Follow the procedure and win full 1 year AffairsCloud current affairs subscription. Also students, we have launched a new initiative, Handwritten Notes, that is available in our daily current affairs content PDF. The below image here is a sample for that. Here we are aiming to cover 15 plus current affair questions in upcoming bank exams from handwritten notes. This is the ultimate tool for beginners. The handwritten notes, it is meticulously designed to guide beginners in capturing the important points from news and to enlighten. And you can find these handwritten note in our daily current affairs content that is available on our AffairsCloud mobile banking application as well as on our website AffairsCloud.in. Hello everyone. So in this video we will be discussing important current affairs for the first week of the June month. Session will be quite interesting, so stay tuned till the end. Let's start. First is name the initiative that has been recently launched by Central Council for Research in Ayurvedic Sciences to boost research and innovation in the Ayurveda sector. So it is Pragati. Right? The launch event took place on 28th of May and it was at India Habitat Center, that is in New Delhi. Then next thing, remember, if we talk about Megyan 24, here Megyan 24, the meteorological and oceanographic seminar, this was organized by SNOM, that is School of Naval Oceanology and Meteorology, along with Indian Naval Meteorological Analysis Center at the Southern Naval Command. And this seminar was part of the World Meteorological Day. Next, UNDP, United Nations Development Program, and which organization, they have launched a $135 million blue and green island integrated program that will be addressing the environment challenges that are faced by SIDS. SIDS are your small island developing states. So it is UNDP, United Nations Development Program, and Global Environment Facilities. And the initiative, this of $135 million, this was launched during the 4th edition of the international conference that was held on SIDS, and the location for this is important, that was held in Antigua and Barbuda. This location is highly important, so take a note of this. This is the location where the 4th edition of international conference of SIDS was held. Then apart from this, if we talk about World Bank, here remember Government of Goa and World Bank, they have together partnered to establish a blended finance facility for climate resilience. Next, which organization has recently launched India's first electric vehicle index that was named Nifty EV and New Age Automotive Index. This will be tracking the performance of various companies that form a part of the electric vehicle ecosystem. So right option here is NSE Indices Limited. Right, this is the subsidiary of NSE India, and they have launched India's first electric vehicle index that was named Nifty EV and New Age Automotive Index. This index has a base date of 2nd April 2018 and has a base value or index value of 1000, and the index will be reconstituted semi-annually, and presently the NSE, it has a total of 17 thematic indexes. Then if we talk about IREDA, they have increased the health insurance limit. Correct, earlier it was 65 age, and it has now been removed, and any individual of any age now can take health insurance. Next, Which of the following companies have recently imposed restrictions by RBI for evergreening stressed loans? So A and B, that is LDV's Asset Reconstruction Company and ECL Finance Company Limited. These are the two organizations that has been imposed restriction upon by RBI. Next, in May, Federal Bank has announced a bank-run partnership with which organization to provide their customers with comprehensive insurance products. See, what is a bank-run? When a bank and an insurance company comes together, they sign a pact, and the insurance company will be selling the insurance product to the customers of the bank. So, Federal Bank, they came into a bank-run partnership recently with Tata AIA Life Insurance Company. Next, which of the following Indian organizations is not featured among the top 100 world most influential companies of 2024 by Time magazine? Among these, only Adani Group is the organization that is not listed in the Time magazine's world's or top 100 most influential companies in the world of 2024 list. So Adani Group was not listed, was not among one of the, right? Next, which country has overtaken the chairmanship of the Colombo process for the term 2024 to 2026 for the first time? This will be our India. Correct? India has overtaken the chairmanship of Colombo process. Colombo process, this is a regional consultation process of migrant workers that are coming from South and Southeast Asia nations. These nations comprise of 12 countries from which the laborers migrate. That includes Afghanistan, India, China, Indonesia, Nepal, Pakistan, Sri Lanka, Thailand, Vietnam, Cambodia, and so on. Then apart from this, a partnership was signed between India and Bangladesh, and this was basically for integrated tiger habitat conservation, that is for tiger protection. Next, IRDAI, they have approved the appointment of whom as the chairperson of the board of directors of ICICI Prudential Life Insurance Company Limited with effect from 30th of June. So Sandeep Batra, right? IRDAI has appointed or approved the appointment of Sandeep Batra as the chairman of the board of directors of ICICI Prudential Life Insurance Company Limited. He will be replacing whom? He will be replacing MS Ramchandran. Then, if we talk about Hitesh Kumar Sethia, Ministry of Corporate Affairs has appointed Hitesh Kumar Sethia as the Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer of Geo Financial Services Limited, and he will be in this position for the next 3 years. Next, when was World No Tobacco Day observed across the globe to create awareness about the harmful effects of tobacco? So World No Tobacco Day, it is observed on 31st of May across the globe. And there is a theme that you can remember for this day, World No Tobacco Day, that is protecting children from tobacco industry interference. I repeat, protecting children from tobacco industry interference is the theme for the World No Tobacco Day observed on 31st of May. Then on 2nd of April, we observe World Autism Awareness Day. And on 14th of March, we observe World Kidney Day. Next, according to the Asian Development Bank official report, Asian Development Bank has extended the financial assistance to India of about how much in sovereign lending for the year 22 or 23. So Asian Development Bank, they have officially provided the financial assistance to India for about $2.6 billion for the year 2023. And this financial assistance is for various sectors such as urban development, your power sector reforms, climate resilience, horticulture, etc. Next, which Indian ministry has successfully hosted the 46th Antarctic Treaty Consultative Meeting and the 26th Committee on the Environmental Protection from 20th to 30th of May in Kochi, Kerala? It is Ministry of Earth Sciences, right? Our India, it hosted the 46th edition of ATCM and 26th edition of CEP. Where they hosted, location becomes important. It was held in Kochi, Kerala, right? And this was held under the theme Vasudev Kutumbakam. And if you remember Vasudev Kutumbakam, it was also the theme for G20 India. Then also remember, during this event, Kiran Rijiju has announced India's plan to launch a Antarctic research station, that is Maitri the second. Next, RBI annual report 23-24 has been projected, and they projected that India's GDP growth for 24-25 at 7%, and as per the RBI annual report for 23-24, its income was dash for FY24. So its income was 2,75,572 crore rupees. Directly remember this. Next, RBI moved 100 metric tons or 1 lakh kg of gold stored in dash country to domestic value vaults in FY24. So remember, RBI, we kept our gold for various reasons in UK's vault, right, in United Kingdom's vault, and now they have been brought back to our country. Correct. So our gold, 1 lakh ton of our gold, India's gold, was kept in vaults of United Kingdom, but now they have been brought back to India, and this is first time since 1991 that India has moved such a heavy scale of gold. Apart from this, if we talk about Switzerland, remember recently 54th annual meeting of the World Economic Forum was held. This annual meeting of World Economic Forum is also known as Davos Summit, right? And where was this held? This was held in Switzerland. This was built on the theme Rebuild Trust. So it can be asked on what theme Davos Summit of 24 was held. Next, name the multi-mission communication satellite that has recently launched at the Shenzhen Satellite Launch Center in China using Long March 3B carrier rocket. It is ParkSat MM1. So China, they successfully launched Pakistan's multi-mission communication satellite, that is ParkSat-MM1. It was launched from Shenzhen Satellite Launch Center in China. Correct. And this ParkSat MM1, the aim of this is to provide internet services in Pakistan, right? In order to provide internet services in Pakistan, and this satellite will start providing the services from August 2024. Apart from this, here if we see Mehda is name of the satellite launched by Iran. Mehda. Then we can say Kihan 2, Hatif 1. These are the satellites of Iran. Next is the Boxing Federation of India became a member of Dash. So recently the Boxing Federation of India became a member of World Boxing. Take a note of this. Next, World Milk Day, annually observed across the globe on 1st of June to create awareness about the importance of milk. The observance was initiated in 2001 by Food and Agriculture Organization. This is an arm of United Nations, and this World Milk Day is observed on 1st of June to create awareness about the dairy sector, and it will encourage milk and dairy consumption as a part of daily diet. This day is observed by World Meteorological Day. This World Milk Day is observed by Food and Agriculture Organization, that is an arm of United Nations. When was the first time this day observed? It was observed for the first time on 1st of June 2001. This is your World Milk Day. If asked about National Milk Day, when do we observe National Milk Day? It is observed on 26th of November. National Milk Day. And who is known as the father of White Revolution? Dr. Verghese Kurien. He is known as the father of White Revolution. White Revolution is related to milk. Next is, in June, Canara Bank has approved to sell -% stake in Canara HSBC Life Insurance Company through an IPO. So in June, Canara Bank has approved to sell 14.5% stake in Canara HSBC Life Insurance Company through an IPO. Next is, which team has recently won 2024 UEFA Championship League title for the 15th time by defeating Borussia Dortmund in the finals? So it is Real Madrid, right? If you remember earlier, Cristiano Ronaldo used to play for Real Madrid, and it has won the UEFA Champions League for 2024. And this is for the 15th time that Real Madrid has won this title. Next, name the multinational exercise in which Indian Air Force participating from 30th of May to 14th of June in USA. So name of that exercise is Red Flag 24-2. Right, this will be a 2-week long military exercise. Where this will be held location, it will be held in Alaska. Alaska is in USA and Indian Air Force is taking part in this exercise. In this exercise, we can see 3 C-17 transport aircraft, 2 IL-78 mid-air refueling aircraft will be taking part in this exercise. Then apart from this, if we talk about Lamitya, Lamitya is an exercise that was held between Indian Air Force and Seychelles Defense Forces. This exercise was the 10th edition of the joint military exercise, and from Indian Army it was Gorkha Rifles that took part in this particular exercise. Dust Lake, this is held between India and Uzbekistan. Moving on, which organization has recently released a report titled Climate Finance Provided and Mobilized by Developed Countries in 2013 to 2022, which stated that the developed countries provided and mobilized $115.9 billion as climate finance for developing countries in 2022. So right option here is Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development, that is OECD. OECD. Right? This exceeds the annual $100 billion goal for the first time, surpassing the target by over 15%. And the public climate finance contributed to $91.6 billion in 2022 alone. Then if we talk about ILO, that is International Labour Organization, they have released a report on the global unemployment, and it stood at 5.2% in 2024. It was 5.1% in 2023. So we can see an increase of 0.1% in the unemployment rate. Next, according to the provisional estimates of the annual GDP for FY24 released by the NSO, National Statistical Office, under the Ministry of Statistics and Program Implementation, as per the NSO's provisional estimate, the real GDP is expected to grow at 8.2% in FY24. Correct? Take a note of this. Direct question can be asked. But remember, this data keeps on changing unless the final outcome is given. Next, which country has stopped the foreign direct investment to India with $11.77 billion in FY24 as per the Department for Promotion of Industry and Internal Trade data. So DPIIT, they released the data and it stated that it is Singapore that has stopped the FDI in India, that is the highest contributor of FDI in India, and that is at $11.77 billion. Correct? Then if we are talking about the overall, that is the total FDI received by India. So the total FDI that was received by India has decreased by 3.5% in FY24 and it stands at $44.42 billion in FY24. Then highest is Singapore. Then Mauritius was on the second position after Singapore. Next, according to Bloomberg Billionaires Index, Dash has reclaimed the title of Asia's richest person with a net worth of $111 billion. So Gautam Adani, right, he has reclaimed the title of Asia's richest person with a net worth of $111 billion. Mukesh Ambani was on the 12th position with $109 billion and Bernard Arnault secured the first position. Elon Musk secured the second position. Next, name the Indian diplomat who has recently retired from service after serving as India's permanent representative to United Nations in New York, USA from August 2022 to June 2024. So Ruchira Kamboj, India's permanent representative to United Nations, has retired after 35 years of service. Then she served as India's permanent representative to UN in New York, USA. Ruchira Kamboj, she was an Indian Foreign Service Officer of 1987 batch. She started her diplomatic career as the third secretary of India's embassy to France. Then here if we talk about Kamal Kishore, remember United Nations Security General Antonio Guterres has appointed Kamal Kishore of India as the Assistant Secretary General and Special Representative of the Security General for Disaster Risk Reduction under the United Nations Office for Disaster Risk Reduction. Next, who has been recently elected as the 7th President of Iceland? So, Hala Tomastur, right, has been elected as the 7th President of Iceland. She will be succeeding whom? She will be succeeding Guani Thorlacius Johansson. She has been serving as the 6th President of Ireland. She will succeed him, and Guani Thorlacius, he has been serving as the 6th President of Iceland since 2016. And Hela Thomasdottir, she will become the second woman President of Iceland. Next, name the Indian cricketer who has announced his retirement from all the forms of cricket on 1st of June after playing for India for 20 years. So recently Dinesh Karthik has announced retirement from all the forms of cricket on 1st of June after playing for India for 20 years. Next, remember UV, that is your Yuzvendra Chahal, right? He is a Indian spinner and he became the first Indian bowler to complete 350 wickets in T20 formats. Next, who won the women's single title at the Yonex Bonn International 2024, that is a Badminton World Federation Future Series event held from 29th of May to 1st of June in Germany. So Tanvi Sharma, right? She has won the women's single title at the Yonex Bonn International, correct? Take a note of that. Tanvi Sharma, she is just 15 years of age, and this Yonex Bonn International, this is a Badminton World Federation Future Series event. Where was this held? Location is important, as the name suggests, Bonn. Where is Bonn? Bonn is in Germany. Correct? Next is in May, Kilauea volcano, that was in which country that erupted after 50 years? So Kilauea volcano is in Hawaii, that has erupted after 50 years. Next, name the country that was selected to host 81st annual general meeting of the International Air Transport Association in 2025. It is our India, right? So India will be, or India was selected as the host country. So India is the host of the 81st annual general meeting of the International Air Transport Association, that is going to be held in 2025. And it is after a gap of 42 years that India will be hosting this event. Where will be it hosted in India too? It will be hosted in New Delhi, and it will be hosted in 2025. Previously it was 1983 and 1958 that India hosted this IATA general, this annual general meeting of IATA. Next is, which central university has recently signed 3 MOUs with Nokia, Placer India and Jacobs to strengthen the partnership between industry and academia. So in order to bridge the gap and strengthen the relationship partnership, the gap between the industry and academia, that is what is taught and how they are implemented in the practically in the industry. So to bridge that gap, recently which central university? It is Gati Shakti Vishwavidyalaya. They have partnered, or they have signed 3 MOUs. These MOUs are with Nokia, Placer India and Jacobs. With Nokia, it will be working on a 5G and 6G generation of technology. With Placer India, they will be working on research and development or research and training of various topics for the students. And with Jacobs, they will enhance the research and teaching, especially in the semiconductor sector. With Jacobs, they will be this Gati Shakti Vishwavidyalaya, they signed this MOU to do research and development specifically in the semiconductor sector. With Placer India, it will be doing research and development and training specifically in the rail sector. And with Nokia, it will be 5G and 6G generation of technology. Next is which institute has recently received the Nelson Mandela Award for Health Promotion for 2024 from World Health Organization during the 77th World Health Assembly that was held in Geneva, Switzerland. So it is National Institute of Mental Health and Neurosciences of Bengaluru, that has received the Nelson Mandela Award for Health Promotion for 2024. It was received by World Health Organization and it was during the 77th World Health Assembly. Where was this World Health Assembly held? It was held in Geneva, Switzerland. Right? Then there is a theme on which this was based. Theme being all for health, health for all. Next is name the personal finance mobile application that was recently launched by SEBI for investors. So it is Sarthi 2.0. This is the name of the mobile application launched by SEBI for investors. Correct? Take a note of this. This mobile application is basically user friendly and it will be helping them to simplify the financial concept. And apart from this, remember SEBI, they have also imposed a penalty of 2.5 lakh rupees on Semco Securities. And they have also been debarred from onboarding new customers. Next is in May, Adani One and Dash jointly launched India's first co-branded credit card with airport linked benefits in collaboration with the card network Visa. So Adani One, they have partnered with ICICI Bank and they have jointly launched a co-branded credit card with various facilities of airport also. So these cards, they are available in two variants, that is Adani One ICICI Bank signature credit card and second is Adani One ICICI Bank platinum credit card. Next remember, if we are talking about Axis Bank has launched a fixed deposit scheme for NRIs and here the fixed deposit will be done in the dollars. Next, who has been recently elected as the first women president of United Mexican State, that is of Mexico. So Claudia Sheinbaum, correct? She has become the first women president of Mexico. Right? Next is name the China National Space Administration's lunar probe that has recently made a soft landing on the moon's far side to collect and return samples. It is Chang'e 6. This Chang'e 6, it is of China and this is basically a mission that landed on the far side of the moon where it will be collecting the samples and bringing back to Earth. Next, which organization has recently developed the computational fluid dynamics software named Parallel RANS Solver for aerospace vehicle aerothermodynamic analysis, that is your PRBA. So question is, in simplified way, which organization developed the computational fluid dynamics software PRBA? PRBA is basically to test the aerodynamic structures of any spacecraft, your rocket, satellites, etc. Right? What is aerodynamic? How is the flow of air around that particular object? Right? So question asked is this PRBA software, and this is the full form, was launched by which organization? So this PRBA, it was launched by ISRO. Correct? Take a note of this. Important question. Next is name the satellite that was recently launched by European Space Agency to study the role of clouds and aerosols in Earth's climate. So what is the name of that satellite? It is EarthCare. This was launched by which organization? European Space Agency, and this will be studying the climate, basically the role of clouds and aerosols, that how they are formed, what are their impact on the climate change. And this EarthCare, this is a joint venture between ESA and JAXA. JAXA is the space agency of Japan. Correct? Then this space, what does this space stands for? Plankton Aerospace Cloud Ecosystem, Ocean Ecosystem. This was launched by NASA. Right? Take a note of this. Next, the 18th Lok Sabha elections were held across India from 19th of April to 1st of June. India created a world record for the highest number of participants in the election with how many votes? With 64.2 crore votes that were given. Next, who has been recently awarded the International Buddha Peace Award at the Maha Saddha Sadhama Jyotika Dhaja. This is the title conferring the ceremony. So, who has been awarded with this International Buddha Peace Prize at this title conferring the ceremony? So, he will be Dr. Rashmi Saluja. Correct? Dr. Rashmi Saluja contribute towards promoting peace and global harmony, and he was awarded with International Buddha Peace Prize Award during the ceremony. Correct? Take a note of this. And she has been honored with this award. Next, the Supreme Court of India ordered Dash to submit a self-declaration certificate before publishing or broadcasting any advertisement. So, Supreme Court of India ordered advertising agencies to submit a self-declaration certificate before publishing or broadcasting any advertisement. Right? Take a note of this. And a buffer period of 2 weeks was permitted for adoption to agencies. Next, Ministry of Health and Family Welfare has signed a memorandum of understanding with which organization to set up a special telemanas cell for the armed forces. So, Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, they signed an MOU with Ministry of Defense, and this was to set up a special telemanas cell for armed forces. This telemanas cell, basically it is a mobile helpline number, correct, and it is will be on a pilot basis, and it will be for 2 years at the AFMC, that is Air Force Medical College, that is in Pune. Correct? And this telemanas, this will be providing digital services and mental health related services 24/7. Then there is a toll free number 14416. This is the toll free number for this telemanas cell service. That is a pilot basis, that is for 2 years, and it has been launched by Ministry of Health and Family Welfare. They signed this MOU with Ministry of Defense to set up this telemanas cell. Next is, which institute has recently signed a memorandum of understanding with Armed Force Medical Services to collaborate on research and training? It is IIT Hyderabad. Right? Recently, IIT Hyderabad, they have signed this MOU, and it was with Armed Force Medical Services to collaborate on research and training. If we talk about IIT Delhi, it is Ministry of Rural Development that has signed an MOU with IIT Delhi, and it is for leveraging the geospatial technology and artificial intelligence to monitor the Manrega workers. SEBI has set up an ad hoc committee headed by Usha Thorat to review the ownership and economic structure of what? So SEBI, they set up an ad hoc committee that will be headed by Usha Thorat to review the ownership and economic structure of clearing corporations, that is CCs. This will suggest the measures to ensure that clearing corporations function as resilient, independent and neutral risk managers. Next, which bank has recently signed an MOU with India Infrastructure Finance Company Limited to offer long-term financial assistance to viable infrastructure projects? So it is Punjab National Bank, PNB. Right? They have signed a memorandum of understanding, and it was with IIFL to offer long-term financial assistance to viable infrastructure projects. Apart from this, in this, remember, State Bank of India, right? They have partnered with 197 Communication Limited, and it is to settle the UPI transactions upon acquiring the, or we can say this is basically for Paytm to settle their UPI payments. It was SBI that it has partnered with 197 Communication Limited. Next, which country has become India's third largest export destination in FY24 with an export value of about $22.36 billion? It is the Netherlands. Right? It became India's third largest export destination with a value of $22.36 billion. Which is the largest export destination for India? If we talk about, it has become now not just export, but if we are working on a two-way trade, that means both import and import, it is China now that sits at first position. Then it is USA. Next is, who was appointed as the chairperson of the Gender Sensitization and Internal Complaints Committee that has been recently reconstituted by the Supreme Court of India? So Justice Hema Kohli. right? She has been appointed as the chairperson of the Gender Sensitization and Internal Complaints Committee that has been recently reconstituted by the Supreme Court of India. If we talk about Justice Ajay Manekrao Khanvilkar, remember President of India Draupadi Murmu ma'am has appointed new chairman and member of Lokpal, that is the Anti-Corruption Authority of India, that is Justice Ajay Manekrao Khanvilkar. Next, the Competition Commission of India has approved the proposition to acquire 24% stake in IRB Infrastructure Trust and MMK Toll Road Private Limited by Sintra. Next is when was UN World Environment Day observed across the globe? So it is 5th of June. We observe UN World Environment Day. Correct. This day is observed by United Nations Environment Program. And Republic of Korea will be the host country to observe this World Environment Day 2025. Then on 3rd of March, World Wildlife Day is observed. On 22nd of April, International Mother Earth Day is observed. And on 20th of March, World Sparrow Day is observed. Next, name the company that has recently set to launch India's first electric sports car. So what is the name of that organization? Super Speed Automotive. This is the name of the company that is set to launch India's first electric sports car. This will be producing zero emissions. Next, who has recently won the Paris Olympic quota in the men's 51 kg boxing by defeating China's Liu Chungat at the World Boxing Qualifiers in Bangkok, Thailand? So Amit Pangal has recently won the Paris Olympic quota in the men's 51 kg boxing by defeating China's player at the World Boxing Qualifier in Bangkok, Thailand. And Amit Pangal, he became the fifth Indian boxer to qualify for the Paris Olympics. Next is Software Technology Parks of India, an autonomous society under the dash, celebrated their 33rd Foundation Day on 6th of June under the theme Positioning Bharat as a Tech Product Nation. So Software Technologies Park of India, that is an autonomous society under which ministry? It comes under Ministry of Electronics, Information and Technology. Right? And they have celebrated their 33rd Foundation Day on 5th of June. Next, name the mobile application that was launched on the occasion of World Environment Day, that is 5th of June, for monitoring the real-time air quality index. What is the name of that particular mobile application? It is Air Prabha. Right? On the occasion of the World Environment Day on 5th of June, this Air Prabha, that is an air quality monitoring system, was launched in New Delhi. Right, during an event in New Delhi, and this will be measuring the air quality index. Apart from this, remember, Government of India, they have also recently designated Nagi Bird Sanctuary and Nakti Bird Sanctuary, right? And these are the two sites under the Ramsar Conservation. Correct? And now they have been declared as the Ramsar sites, and the total Ramsar sites in India is now 82. Next is which department has signed an MOU with 4 banks to onboard them as system for pension administration, Raksha service centers to assist pensioners. So this is Spurge portal, correct? And this has been launched by which department? It was launched by this was launched by the Defense Account Department, and this is basically to help the pensioners to settle their pension, or if there is any problem related to their pension disbursal, this Spurge will help them to disburse their pension and resolve that issue. And this Spurge services is available across 1128 branches of the banks, and it was Defense Account Department that has signed a memorandum of understanding that this Department of Defense, this Defense Account Department, this comes under Ministry of Defense, and they have signed this MOU with various 4 banks. And which are these 4 banks with which this Spurge system will be provided? 4 banks are Bank of India, Canara Bank, Central Bank of India, and Utkarsh Small Finance Bank. Next, in June, Securities Exchange Board of India issued a master circular to relax timelines for Dash to make material event disclosures. So Securities Exchange Board of India has issued a master circular to relax the timelines for foreign portfolio investors to make material event disclosures. Next, next is which country's central bank recently signed an agreement with National Payment Corporation of India International Payment Limited to introduce a payment system similar to UPI. So, which country's central bank has recently signed an agreement with National Payment Corporation of India International Payment Limited? It is Peru. Correct? Take a note of this. And remember, here Peru it became the first South American nation to adopt the UPI technology. Now even Central Bank of Namibia, they have also signed an MOU with NPCI to set up a instant payment system such as UPI in their country. Next, which insurance company has recently launched the new theme that is insured today for a safe tomorrow? To raise awareness about the importance of insurance in safeguarding against unforeseen risks. So, which is that insurance company? It is Universal Sompo General Insurance Company Limited. They have launched the new theme that is insured today for a safe tomorrow to raise awareness about the importance of insurance in safeguarding against unforeseen risks. Next, which organization has recently won United Nations World Summit on the Information Society's 2024 Champion Award at the WSIS Plus 20 forum that was held in Geneva, Switzerland? So, which is that organization that has won the United Nations World Summit on Information Society? It is Center for Development of Telematics, that is CDOT. Apart from this, if I ask you where was the AI for Good Global Summit, where was this held? AI for Good Global Summit. This was held alongside WSIS from 29th of May to 31st of May, and it was also held in Geneva, Switzerland. Next, which insurance company has recently got approval from the Reserve Bank of India to acquire 70% stake in Kotak Mahindra General Insurance Company Limited for 5,560 crore rupees? So, which is that insurance company? It is Zurich Insurance Company Limited. Next, which space company's Starliner spacecraft lifted off to space on its maiden voyage to International Space Station with two NASA astronauts, that is Butch Wilmore and Sunita Williams? So, what is the name of the space company? It is being asked. So, Boeing Space Company's Starliner spacecraft lifted off from space to go to International Space Station, and there were two astronauts here, Butch Wilmore and India's Sunita Williams. So that's all for the day, friends. Now let's move to some revision part that will be very beneficial in your learning. Next, in May, the International Organization for Migration released the World Migration Report. What is the remittance value received by India in 2022? So the remittance value here is $111 billion. This is the highest ever, right? And India becomes the first country to surpass the $100 billion mark. After this, on second position, the country was Mexico, and it received $61.1 billion in 2022. China was on the third position. China received $51 billion of remittances. Next, which organization has recently released the report Recipe for a Livable Planet, Achieving Net Zero Emissions in the Agri-Food Systems, which stated that the annual investment should increase to $260 billion in a year to halve the current agri-food emissions by 2030. So this data was released by World Bank, stating that the amount of money we should invest in the agri-food system should increase, right? This will cut the emission and also it will also reduce the wastage, right? Take a note of this. It is World Bank that has released this data. Apart from this, if we talk about Food and Agriculture Organization, they have released Food Price Index for December 2023, and here remember, if we talk about it, it was at 118.5 points, and it is lower than the November 2023. Then if we talk about International Cooperative Alliance, that is ICA, here remember International Cooperative Alliance 2023 edition of the World Cooperative Monitor report was related, that stated that IFCO has topped the top 300 cooperatives ranking based on the ratio of turnover over GDP. Then if we talk about Asian Development Bank, they have approved a loan of $23 million to India for the project India Promoting Research and Innovation through Development of FinTech Institute at GIFT City, that is in Gandhinagar, Gujarat. Next, which insurance company has recently introduced Promise for Growth, a ULIP? So this is Canara HSBC Life Insurance Company that has introduced Promise for Growth, right? Apart from this, 3 insurance plans were launched here: Promise for Wealth, Promise for Care, and Promise for Life. Correct? Take a note of this. It is your Canara HSBC Life Insurance. Then if we talk about Tata AIA Life Insurance, they have appointed H. Venkatachalam as the new MD and CEO. If we talk about LIC, LIC has launched LIC Index Plus. This is a unit-linked regular premium individual life insurance plan. If we talk about ICICI Prudential Life Insurance Company, they have launched a retirement annuity plan by the name ICICI Pro Guaranteed Pension Plan Flexi with Benefit Enhancer. Next, name the India's first large language model for the banking, financial services and insurance sector, developed recently by Setu in collaboration with Sarvam AI. So it is Sesame, right? Setu, this is a division of Pine Labs, and they have launched Sesame. Sesame is India's first large language model that is for the banking, financial services and insurance sector, right? This will help this sector to grow using artificial intelligence, and they have developed it in collaboration with Sarvam AI, right? Take a note of this. Apart from this, Gemini, remember, this is Google's free version of the generative AI chatbot, right? Earlier it was known as Bard and it has been now renamed to Gemini. If we talk about IMPEL AI, remember this stands for I Create Microsoft Program for Emerging Leaders in Artificial Intelligence, and it is Microsoft. They have recently signed a memorandum of understanding with MEITY for this IMPL-AI. Then if we talk about India AI, remember a tripartite MOU was signed between National Farmers Welfare Program International Implementation Society, India AI and Vadhwani Institute. The reason for this tripartite MOU was to increase the use of artificial intelligence in the agriculture sector. Next, which country has recently signed a 20-year agreement with Adani Green Energy Limited to develop wind power stations? It is Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka recently signed a 20-year agreement with Adani Green Energy Limited, and it is to develop wind power station, right? Apart from this, if we talk about UAE, remember Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan, President of UAE, they have introduced India's UPI RuPay card service in Abu Dhabi. Then in France, remember 75th Republic Day showcased the marching contingent from France. And if we talk about Guyana, remember it is Ministry of Petroleum and Natural Gas of the Government of India and Ministry of Natural Resources of the Guyana, Republic of Guyana. They have recently signed a memorandum of understanding on the hydrocarbon sector. In hydrocarbon sector. Next is ProPublica won the Dash Award in Journalism under the Public Service category. So ProPublica won the Pulitzer Prize for journalism under the public sector category. Take a note of this, right? ProPublica. And Pulitzer Prize, this is the highest national honor in USA in the field of journalism, literature and music composition. Here only if we talk about Erasmus Prize, remember eminent Indian writer and Padma Shri awardee Amitav Ghosh, right? He was awarded with this Erasmus Prize 2024. Then if we talk about National Creators Award, PM Modi presented various individuals with the National Creator Award. This was the first edition of the National Creator Award. This was held at Bharat Mandapam in New Delhi, and a total of 23 winners were awarded here. Then if we talk about Abel Prize, the Norwegian Academy of Science and Letters, they have announced Michael Pierre Talleyrand, or they have honored the Michael Pierre Talleyrand as the winner of the Abel Prize. And Michael, if we talk about him, Michael Pierre Talleyrand He's a French mathematician and he has been honored with this Abel Prize. Abel Prize is also known as the Nobel Prize in the field of mathematics. Next, who has been recently elected as the 7th First Minister of Scotland succeeding Hamza Yusuf? So, John Ramsay Sweeney has now been elected as the 7th First Minister of Scotland. He will be succeeding Hamza Yusuf. Then, apart from this, if we talk about Luis Montenegro or Luis Philip Montenegro, remember Luis Philip Montenegro has now been appointed as the Prime Minister of Portugal. He has been appointed as the Prime Minister of Portugal. Then if we talk about Basurui Osman Sonko, right? Or we can say if we talk about Basurui Diomaye Faye, remember he's the president, Senegal president, and he has appointed Ousmane Sonko as the Prime Minister of Senegal. So Ousmane Sonko has been appointed as the Prime Minister of Senegal. If we talk about Simon Harris here, remember he is 37 years of age and he became the Prime Minister of the Republic of Ireland. He became the Prime Minister of Ireland. Correct? Moving on. Which IIT has recently collaborated with DRDO for AI-driven surveillance? It is IIT Bhubaneswar. Right? DRDO partnered with IIT Bhubaneswar and it is for AI-driven surveillance and various projects on it. Next is which bank or regulatory body has recently barred Shop E Retail Limited, White Organic Agro Limited and 10 other entities from securities market for flouting regulatory norms. So it is SEBI, Securities and Exchange Board of India. They have barred. That means they are not allowed to add this Shop E Retail Limited, White Organic Agro Limited and 10 other entities right from the securities market because of the regulatory norms that were not followed by them. Next is India's first commercial battery energy storage system project has received regulatory approval from the Delhi Electricity Regulatory Commission. The project is being developed by Dash in partnership with India Grid Trust and the Global Energy Alliance for People and the Planet. So question asked here is that this project is being developed by whom? So this project is developed by BSES Rajdhani Power Limited. Right, take a note of this. The project is being developed by them in partnership with India Grid Trust and Global Energy Alliance for People and Planet. And this GE, that is your Global Energy Alliance for People and Planet, they aims to develop 1 gigawatt of BESS commitments in India by 2026. If we talk about REC Power Development and Consultancy Limited, right, this is a wholly owned subsidiary of REC Limited and they have handed over two specific special purpose vehicle that are namely Kallam Transco Limited and Jalpura Khujra Power Transmission Limited to their successful bidders. If we talk about Renew Energy Global PLC, remember this, the Renew and JERA Incorporation company, right? This is the Japan's largest power generation company and they together have signed an initial agreement for the supply of green ammonia. Right, and this is for the production also of green ammonia in the Odisha. Then if we talk about Grid Controller of India Limited, remember they have designated, this company has been designated as Mini Ratna Category 1 CPSC by the Ministry of Power, right? Next, according to the report Global Electricity Review by International Energy Analytics Agency AMBER in 23, India surpassed Japan to become the world's third largest producer of Dash power, generating 113 tetrawatt per hour. So India became the largest producer of solar power in the world, generating 113 tetrawatt per hour. Right, and India has surpassed Japan to become the third largest producer in the world here. Take a note of this. India is the third largest producer of solar energy in the world now. Right, apart from this, remember Japan, if we talk about, Japan is generating 110 tetrawatt per hour, whereas India is generating 113 tetrawatt per hour. If we are talking globally, China is leading this space, right, and they are generating close to 584 tetrawatt per hour of electricity using our solar energy. Correct? Next, if we talk about hydro energy, remember recently Hydroelectric Power Corporation Limited The Rattle Hydroelectric Power Corporation Limited and Mega Engineering and Infrastructure Limited, they have signed a contract for the turnkey execution of 850 Rattle Hydro Power project on the Chenab River, that is in Jammu and Kashmir. Then if we talk about wind project here, remember Google, they have recently signed their largest power purchase agreement with offshore wind project of the coast of Netherlands to achieve their green power supply target.